Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthem and Hatikva.
Yeah. So you're coming with me?
That would be the only time you whistle a Yashar Koach to the person who sings the national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 61st annual Young Israel of West Hempstead dinner. This year has been a record-breaking year for the Young Israel in more ways than one. First, this year, the Young Israel received more new members than at any point in its history. This year, the Young Israel set its own record for number of rabbis employed at one time. And just last week, I set my own personal record for ways to misspell the name Matahera. Tonight, we honor Lester and Elaine Bleich, Ayelet Mataheda, and Shlomi Klein. That is 72 combined years of living in West Hempstead amongst our honorees tonight. That means one of two things. Number one, either they really, really, really like the neighborhood, or number two, they really, really, really like explaining to people that it's not part of the five towns. I'd like to call upon the only man in my recent recollection that won the popular vote in his election to be president, Dr. Harold Lipsky.
Before I address my constituency, I'd like to call up Rabbi Newberger to please say a capital of Tehillim to the crowd. Please rise.
Shalom Alus, so now the Oran Yain of Ozri. As we may Adonai of Seshamayim Oretz. Al Yitain Amod Raglecha, Al Yanum Shomerecha. Hinei Lo Yonum, Lo Yishon Shomer Yisrael. Adonai Yishmer Shomerecha, Adonai Tzilcha Yad Minecha. Yomam Hashemesh Lo Yakekov Yareach Baloilo. Adonai Yishmarcha Mikol Ra Yishmar Nafshecha. Adonai Yishmar Tzischa V'Lecha Me'atav Yad Olam.
Welcome to the Young Israel West Hempstead 61st Annual Dinner. We are hoping that this one will be a winner. Our previous foray into comedy got mixed reviews. Let's hope our illusionist doesn't make any news. Having that great Alan Shulman schmorg doesn't hurt, but I will reserve my judgment till dessert. Our shul runs like a fine-tuned machine. Our staff is not large, it's lean and mean. The ones that we have will play an important part, and what they do takes a lot of patience and heart, because we have about 600 families, each with their own ideas, and the problem is half of them are in arrears. David Warshaw, our executive director, is one of a kind. To turn his phone off, I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Whenever we need him, he's there for us, so if he calls you that your balance is due, don't make a fuss. Wendy P. has been our secretary for many a day. She puts out all the emails. What else is there to say? She knows where Rabbi Kelmer is when he's on the run. She makes sure he's at all your simchas to share in your fun. The workload is great, so she needed a helper to make it better. Wendy L. to the rescue to do each and every letter. Oscar is there for the physical plant. He's there to turn on the AC at times that we can't. He cleans up the messes that we leave. He works when none of us can, like Yom Kippur Eve. Our bookkeeper staff made sure all our bills were paid. Adina and Daniel were the ones who made sure the checks were made. Because if they didn't do their job, there would be no fights. Only problem would be there would be no lights. So a big thank you to our staff is due from each and every one of you. Our dinner committee has done a wonderful job organizing this night. They took care of every detail and kept the schedule really tight. But one thing that they seemed to leave out was having the president in the upcoming video, and that made me pout. For I had a large role in choosing the honorees. Not sure why I wasn't taped. I have no disease. So a very brief mazel tov I will give. Don't worry, I did the math, because even I'm afraid of David Barrett's wrath. Our family of the year, Elaine and Lester, have both done so much. For Sisterhood events, Elaine had a special touch. Lester has done every shul role, finally making it to Prez, and he was no Donald Trump, at least that's what Elaine says. He was an innovator, creating new programs that we enjoy, like Shabbos with the Stars, a program we really like, but not appreciated by a guy. The young families should really appreciate him, because here's the thing, he was the main impetus in the renovation of the youth wing. Our community service awardee, Shlomi, really serves us well. He never takes a rest as far as I can tell. As Gabe Shlishi, he puts the Torahs in their correct place. As CSS member, he strives to keep us all safe. As men's club chair, he makes sure our talesim, our Torahs are shiny. As Kiddush club chair, he makes sure the herring is particularly slimy. Our Ashes Chayil awardee, Ayala, is super energetic and spry. She's a PA. She's a PA and used to work in GI. Now she's very devoted to her family and shul. For our neighborhood, she's quite the jewel. She's a third-generation West Hempstead resident, and for our shul, she was heaven sent. Lastly, I want to thank our rabbis for always being there when we need advice. We thank your wives for sharing you with us to help make our shul the best there ever was. Okay, now, no more run. Or non-rhymes, right? I want to just thank a few special group of individuals. Number one, I want to acknowledge all the people who are attending our shul dinner for the first time. You guys should appreciate this because your names used to be announced one by one, and we took that out. So thank you for coming, and we hope you will come to many more shul dinners in the future. Also, I want to make a special acknowledgement to all our young families who are here. A great turnout from your minyan, and we're very excited at the direction that our shul is taking, and we look forward to you also being here for many more dinners in the future. I just would like to acknowledge our dinner committee, chaired by Simcha Levine. The committee, just quickly to announce some of the members: David Barrett, Kendall Bornstein, Joe Green, Tova Isserov, Sri Kushner, Sharon Lipsky, Desley Paneth, Lisa Rossman, Beth Schiff, Chabad Tabor, Dennis Weinstein, Natalie Weissman, Izzo Zwerin, and Shiro Zwerin. Thank you so much for all that you did for this dinner. I want to acknowledge the raffle prize donors: Sisterhood, Turo Fitness, Trader Joe's, Dr. Gurman, Dr. Kushner, Cannon, My Shampoo King, Pump Active, Georgie Wiggs, Hunkies, Chosen Island, IND Glatt, Oma Sushi, 16 Handles, Chocolate Tree. And I want to acknowledge the Grand Prize raffle sponsors: Jonathan and Sari Oldmark, Arthur and Janie Cooperberg, Gary and Michelle Friedman, Nechemia and Chani Ginsberg, Yaakov and Adina Itzkowitz, Divi and Marina Marilis, Moshe and Yal Oppenheim, Ari and Tara Silberger, Sharon Wenger, Lenny and Amy Zenwer. Thank you so much. We look forward to the rest of the dinner and the video. Izzo, where are you?
Thank you very much, Dr. Lipsky. Sorry. Being a halachic go-to is no easy task. Rabbi Galler makes anyone who needs to answer a question feel comfortable and important, and he does it all in style. That is why it is extremely appropriate for Rabbi Galler to present the Community Service Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Joshua Galler.
the moment that I was approached with the great privilege and responsibility to offer tonight's Community Service Award, I knew what I was going to say immediately. I want to start with a story. I am characteristically, I think Rachel would agree, always the last one to leave shul on Motzei Shabbos or Motzei Yom Tov or many weeknights, because I habitually schmooze too long after Yom Tov or Shabbos is over. It was one fine Motzei Yom Tov. I had folded my tallis. I was pretty much ready to leave. The shul was dark. And so I venture out the side door. And on my way out, I see a car pull up in front of shul. It's a Honda Pilot. And out of that Pilot emerges Shlomi and Effie Klein. And I asked them, said, YIWH, Shavua Tov, what are you doing here? You know, Yom Tov for Shabbos is over. And they said, no, we're actually here to roll the Torahs, getting ready for Rosh Chodesh, which is this coming Thursday. And they walked right past me, very focused on going back into shul, when most of the first gotten home, get themselves detoxed from the Shabbos and Yom Tov. They had just begun to prepare the week on behalf of all of us. Such a story characterizes who Shlomi Klein truly is. Two things will strike you about that story. Number one is Shlomi's involvement in every part of our shul, all about chesed and doing for others. But perhaps more importantly was the fact that Effie accompanied him. Shlomi's second passion is giving his own inspiration and passion for chesed and for community service to the next generation. Epitomized by 2 weeks ago, our teens on Thanksgiving, during their vacation, spent much of the Friday doing various tasks of chesed in our West Hempstead community, all due to Shlomi's initiative. Gabbai, CSS, Kiddush Club, learning extra for teens during vacation. How can I summarize Shlomi Klein? Shammai tells us in the Mishnah Pirkei Avos, Amor ma'at v'aseh harbeh. Say little and do much. The pshat in the Mishnah certainly is that one should always speak very little. Speaking of tzaddikim.
My wife.
Sitkanios. Pshat in the Mishnah certainly is that one should always say a little and do much, much more. The Kajus Magid Avodas Yisrael has a beautiful insight in this Mishnah. And he says, the Mishnah is telling us, Amor ma'at v'aseh harbeh. There are some people who speak a lot about what they plan to do, and yet do very little. And yet there are others who speak very little, share very short ideas, short tidbits of what they plan to do. And those ideas always blossom into aseh harbeh, into so much. That truly characterizes Shlomo Klein. He is not, as they call, one of the big wigs, please laugh, and never needs great attention. He does things always quietly, always with elegance and grace, always under the radar. His short tidbits, his very brief thoughts and ideas always blossom to beautiful programs for our shul and for the greater West Hempstead community. All of this inspired, encouraged, and supported by his incredible Eishes Chayil, Figgy, their incredible children, Alex, Effie, and Atara. And no doubt, of course, inspired by their parents who showed them what a model it is to be involved in the community and to show involvement in a shul. It is my great honor and privilege this evening to award this year's Community Service Award to Shlomo Klein. The award reads as follows. The YIWH Hempstead 61st Annual Dinner Community Service Award presented to Shlomo Klein, December 11th, 2016, Yud Kislev Tafshin Ayin Zayin. Mazel Tov.
Thank you for that applause. The amount the Sisterhood does for the shul and the community is truly, truly inspiring. And if you don't believe me, check your emails right now. They just sent out another email tonight. The shul sends out roughly 200 emails a day. Don't fact check that. Here to present the YIWH Chayil Award are Deborah Platzker and Becky Cement.
Kishma Kenhi, Ayelet Madaheda is Sisterhood's shining star, Ayelet HaShachar. Ayelet was born and raised in West Hempstead. Loving this community and the young Israel, Ayelet and David decided to raise their beautiful family in her hometown. It was a natural progression for Ayelet from being an active youth and teen member to an involved adult in our shul and in our community. While acclimating to the community herself, she displayed a handle on everything immediately and jumped right into being active in the shul by helping to run the hospitality committee for 4 years, where she set up countless families for Shabbatot and for meals. She did not direct her guests to Omas, but often hosted 30+ people in her home to give them a beautiful exposure to what the community is all about. In addition, Ayelet organized 2 successful Shabbatons for families looking to learn more about the neighborhood. Ayelet is also involved in the Sisterhood programming and fundraising committees by running events such as Couples Night and being an active participant in the bake sale and chesed cooking team. Bringing light to the darkness families associated with Chai Lifeline endure, Ayelet founded Challah for Chai, a fundraiser in which she bakes and sells challah to raise money for Chai Lifeline. A true partner, Ayelet's husband feeds the community as well by sponsoring many kiddushin for the shul and hosting the Ice Cream and Insight Shir at 16 Handles for the past 2 summers. Ayelet devotes herself to Hank, where she sits on the Hank board. She's also a lauded PA, but most of all, Ayelet devotes herself wholeheartedly to her husband David and 3 children, Eliana, Hadassah, and Emunah. On behalf of the Sisterhood, we want to thank Ayelet for her optimism, her enthusiasm, hard work, and seeing the good in everyone and in everything. Ayelet is truly deserving of this year's Sisterhood YIWH Chayil Award. We would like to call upon Ayelet Madaheda to accept this year's Sisterhood YIWH Chayil Award.
When Shira and I were picking a community, one of the key aspects was how the community was run from the Rav on down. Shira grew up in West Hempstead, and I was extremely impressed by how known and respected Rabbi Kellemer was, not only in the modern Orthodox community, but in all areas of Orthodox Judaism. Here to present the Family of the Year Award, our Mor D'Asra, Rabbi Yehuda Kellemer.
I want to thank Harold for taking care of the warranted accolades for many in the shul staff, and for the sake of brevity, a challenge to every shul administration, which they have met so wonderfully. Nevertheless, although I usually do that every year, but I believe there are a group of people who are unsung heroes that administration will not be able to protest by taking another moment. And that is, the unsung heroes are the spouses of our officers. So I think they should be mentioned, because they're the ones that are most nefesh, unbelievable dedication to give up so much time, to have so much time given up by their wives and husbands, and to be able to do so with a sense of understanding that Mesiras Nefesh builds a community. So let me give a thank you to the following individuals. Hold your applause till I conclude the list. 12 stars: Sharon Lipsky, Zipporah Barrett, Jerry Schiff, Robin Ridholtz, Shani Auerbach, Jenny Gutman, Duchy Kushner, Deborah Plotzker, Yitzi Hollander, Sherry Feldman, Esther Kahn, and Faggy Klein. Please give them a round of applause. Additional praise to one individual who was a great lady, but now has great in her title. And that is my beloved wife, Rebbetzin, now a great-grandmother of a great-grandson. So, Rabbi Galler, you kept within your 4 minutes that was given to you. I don't know if I'll be able to keep them within my 6 minutes that was allotted to me. Lester and Elaine Blythe, Family of our Year. So, I want to acknowledge their parents, Lester's parents, Moshe David and Ibby Blythe, and to fondly recall Elaine's parents, Yosef David Illis and Golda Illis. Very fondly recall her this evening. As I'm speaking, I can audibly hear Elaine saying, as she has told many, Rabbi, when will this be over? It ain't over until it's ain't over. That's from the baseball perspective, but I have another response, Elaine. Give me a chance. Shavti b'shalom al beis Avi. I understood what this pasuk meant yesterday in Lakewood at a grandson's bar mitzvah. I took one of my grandchildren, a 7-year-old boy, Eliezer Zev. I took him to a minyan in Lakewood. There are about 150 of them. And I took him, and then I said, wait for me till we finish mincha, because I want to make sure you get home. And Zaidi, he said, Zaidi, it's my home. And he took off. I, however, got lost. He gave me my drasha, Zaidi, it's my home. We just read yesterday, Shavti b'shalom al beis Avi, that with all of the magnificent revelations of to Yaakov Avinu, the gateway to the heavens, an entourage of malachim, the earth contracting under his feet, can race across and gallivant across all of creation quickly. But everything doesn't match when you're not home, when you've lost your home. And so he says, the anchor, my dream, that will carry me through all my years of wandering, that is the Yishavti b'shalom al beis avi, to return in peace to the house of my father. Ksav Sofer, Avram Shmuel Binyamin Sofer, what a marvelous thought he says. Beis avi, I want to come home, so that when I come home, my father, my parents, will have nachas ruach for me. They'll be able to say, we're proud of you. American poet says that the home is the place where when you come in, but they have to take you. I say that in Judaism, according to Ksav Sofer, home is the place where they can't wait to take you in. And so when you return home, the father and the mother say, I've been waiting for you. Lester and Elaine, out of all of the dimensions of your leadership during the years that you've been here, and particularly during your presidency, both of you sharing in the leadership of the presidency, I have to tell you, the example of your kibbud of the remarkable. They, who many of them lost their homes and couldn't return to their homes as survivors. Nevertheless, they created the kind of homes for which you showed unparalleled appreciation. And so I could never have an afternoon, a Sunday afternoon, to meet with Lester. It was always late at night, towards midnight. I couldn't meet because I had learned that on Sundays, they always went to visit their parents. Queens. Elaine's parents are from Uvracha, and Lester's parents, Yibodu L'chaim. And those visits were visits that were sacred. V'shavti b'shalom al beis avi, they came back to the home of their parents, not just with respect, but with reverence. What a remarkable example. And so, that is the kind of chinuch in which the children were brought up with, chinuch of kibbud av v'em. I once mentioned to the shul, much more than respect. Respect is prose, reverence is poetry. It was a melody. And that, indeed, is the answer, Elaine, to your anxiety. The answer is that you need to have Lila and Ariella and Pinchas, and from the distance, Dovi, you need to have them be proud of you. You need to give them the opportunity how much they appreciate your home and how much love and affection we have for Lester and Elaine. And so it's true, Elaine, you always come prepared. You're always prepared in any occasion. I know that you're not prepared for kavod. You don't want it. Lester, every occasion, a joke. But this, it's a higher form of humor. And that's the kind of humor you've instilled in your family together with Elaine. And so, it's important for the children to know and to remember and to plant a memory. You're such a craftsman, Elaine, in fashioning memory books. You're creating a memory tonight for your children and grandchild, a memory that they will always remember, the tribute that we give to your parents. We hope and pray who will have nachas and joy from you, the children, as we have such wonderful and beautiful nachas from them. May of Esrim. I'd like to present to Elaine and to Lester. Please come up with your children, all three, Lila, Ariella, and Pinchas. Please come up and accept an original, I believe it's an original Pharazini, a picture of the Magen David. Please come up for this honor. I'd like to ask Rabbi Galler to join me in presenting this honor.
think it's tape.
Young Israel West Hempstead Family of the Year, presented to Elaine and Lester Blythe, December 11, 2016. Mazel tov and congratulations.
If you're like me, you are all electioned out this year. But if you're also like me, you paid attention to down ballot elections. Todd Kaminsky, the state senator for New York, represents our town of West Hempstead. Todd has shown steadfast commitment to his constituents, including our town of West Hempstead. Please welcome a friend to West Hempstead and a steadfast friend to the state of Israel, Mr. Todd Kaminsky.
No one's more electioned out than me, so I certainly agree with that. It's a real honor to be here. I really hope to, in the future, really become part of this community. You know, when I first started representing the 5 towns, I joked that I didn't know the difference between Hatzalah, the Halacha, and Hatzlacha. And it took me a little time, and I understood the difference. You know, the number one interaction I have with people is a nice old lady coming up to me and saying, "You're such a nice boy. Why are you a Democrat?" So, believe me, I struggle internally. But you know, regardless of what party you are, standing up for Israel, it always has to be the number one priority. And of course, thank you. That used to be something I said and I did believe, but last year I went to Sderot and I was there at 2 in the afternoon, and when I left I got a call from the people we visited that a rocket was fired at them just 2 hours later. And even though in the summer of 2014 we all watched and spoke to our friends every day when there was a war going on, there were people there every day who live in a constant state of war. I met a couple who were digging under their home just the night before. And so, you know, the need is always urgent, the need is always great, and I was really proud to be at the governor's elbow earlier this year when he made the official policy of the state of New York: if you boycott Israel, New York will boycott you and will not invest in you, and I was proud to push him to do that. So thank you. Please come to me with anything big or small. I look forward to working hard for you. Politicians who promise you results are people you shouldn't trust. So I promise effort, and I will work as hard as I can for you. And after the program, I look forward to meeting the honorees and presenting you with these really great proclamations for the excellent work you've done for this great shul. So thank you so much for having me, and I really appreciate it.
Right. A special welcome to Rabbi Elliot Heft, the principal of Hank. Thank you very much for joining us. Rabbi Kellenberg, can you join me up for one more minute? So as many of you may know by now, our entertainment for the evening is a magician. I was practicing a magic trick of my own, so I'd like to see if this works. Rabbi Kellenberg? Can you verify that they're all different cards here?
No, they're all the same.
They're all the same. Want to look again?
Yeah, look again.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like you to draw one card, please. Okay, please look at it and then show it to the audience. You can show it to the camera, I won't look. Good. Okay, you can put it back in here. Just by reading your mind, I'm going to say that the card is the 6 of clubs. Am I correct?
No.
One day that is going to work and it's going to be awesome. Until then, I'll leave it to the professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, the magic of Ben Cohn.